Now going over to the business blunder of the day, you have 23andMe hacked with about 7 million customers being affected. Now I'm not saying you're mentally vacuous or foolish to use these services. Well, you kind of are. This is an instance where you voluntarily give a private company your DNA so you can do some type of analysis and then some silly gal like, oh my gosh, I'm 5% Hispanic. That's why I like spicy foods. It's ridiculous to say the least. Just look up your family tree and talk to your relatives. And interestingly enough, not all Hispanics like spicy foods. Myself, mild salsa will do. But I partially digress. Now this comes to us thanks to Sean Langas at CNN Business. They noted that, quote, hackers access profiles of nearly 7 million 23andMe customers. They noted that this data includes everything in the case of the users, including ancestry reports, zip codes, birth years. Well, that's not good. They also know that a filing from 23andMe to the Security and Exchange Commission said that about 0.1% of the company's user accounts, or roughly 14,000, had their accounts breached by hackers. 23andMe is standing by that number, but is also telling reporters that the hackers were able to access 5.5 million profiles that use a company feature called DNA relatives that allow users to find genetic relatives. In addition, the hackers accessed a subset of family tree information on 1.4 million DNA relatives profiles, and 23andMe spokesperson said in the email statement. Let's see. Now, when they asked for a spokesperson from the company, they said, quote, 23andMe has completed its investigation assisted by third-party forensic experts. We are in the process of notifying affected customers as required by law. They could, quote, unquote, they could, another quote, they, quote, let's say that 7 times in a row. I'm not saying clicking the subscribe button will help with my speaking ineptitudes or my stuttering. However, it's a fun experiment. It very well could. Just saying, it can't hurt to try. And we're trying to get to 4,000 by the end of December. So if you do that, I would greatly appreciate it. But nevertheless, back to the context. A 23andMe spokesperson continued their comment by saying, quote, we have taken steps to further protect customer data, including requiring all existing customers to reset their password and require 2-step verification for all new and existing customers, unquote. Which, again, how do you not have dual-factor authentication by default in 2023? That's, like, really? Like, I know it does increase the cost. Granted, some options are more expensive than others, but I mean, we're getting to the point where that's the bare minimum in security these days. That should have been by default. Now, interestingly enough, let me know in the comments if you think differently. I don't think that this will actually negatively impact their business too much, because the type of people who are willingly sending their DNA to these companies, well, let's just say I don't think they're the highest intellect and they're taking their privacy or their data very seriously, because they're quite literally willingly giving up their most private, sensitive part about their life, which is their DNA, to this third-party company, and then trusting them to keep it secure, which, of course, they can't. Now, granted, in 23andMe's defense, there's no such thing as a 100% secure company. There's always going to be ways that hackers could break in. It's really just a matter of time, resources, and allocation to see if you're a soft target or a hard target, aka a good rule of thumb in cybersecurity is you want to put up enough barriers so it's not profitable or it's not ideal for bad guys to go after you. And then you just go after the easy targets because they take less resources to get in there and wreak havoc and all that type of things. But to have all of this, and they had a breach of so many of their clients, and again, anyone with a modicum of intelligence should already be wary of this company, and then they get hacked by so much, affecting so many users. Still, I gotta say, that is the business blunder of the day. Again, thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in today, trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of December. So if you click that button, then I greatly appreciate it. Also, leaving a comment and liking is a great way to let me know if I'm doing great on these videos, and leave feedback and let me know how I could actually improve with specific instances. Lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.